You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Targeted restrictions on gathering limits, restaurants, and other businesses will soon be lifted. Effective April 4th, restaurants may resume bar service. Alcohol service will be allowed without the purchase of food. The curfew for removing alcoholic drinks from tables will be lifted, and indoor dining capacity will be raised to 75% for self-certified restaurants and those that undergo the self-certification process. However, you'll still have to wear a mask and practice social distancing. Capacity for other businesses will also increase, as gyms and entertainment facilities will jump to 75%. Governor Tom Wolf also announced today the revised maximum occupancy limits for indoor events to allow for 25% occupancy and 50% for outdoor. An early morning fire at Genetti's Hotel and Conference Center left dozens of guests without a room. Wilkes-Barre City firefighters responded to the fire at East Market Street and South Pennsylvania Avenue at about 4:30 a.m. Firefighters found the source of the fire on the second floor of the building and contained it to the room. No injuries were reported, and the Red Cross was called in to assist the guests and residents that were originally moved to the ballroom. New rooms were made available for those forced out. As firefighters say, only 6 to 8 rooms were affected. A 19-year-old from West Pittston landed in hot water after leading state police on a high-speed chase early Saturday morning. Court records stated that Patrick Musinski was driving a BMW when a trooper initiated a traffic stop at exit 2 of the North Cross Valley Expressway and Wilkes-Barre Boulevard. Musinski instead ignored the trooper's attempt and recklessly took off north at speeds that reached 131 miles per hour. After losing sight of the car near the Monroe County line, troopers used the vehicle registration and went to Musinski's residence to speak with his parents, who contacted their son and told him to return home for his arrest. Musinski was arraigned on charges of fleeing or attempting to elude police, recklessly endangering another person, and 24 traffic citations. He was later released on $2,500 unsecured bail. A Butler Township man was put behind bars last week for allegedly strangling his fiancee. Police were called to a home on Bear Run Drive back in February for report of a domestic disturbance. Once officers arrived on scene, they met a woman who claimed that she and 25-year-old Gregory Schaefer were arguing when he attempted to rip their child away from her after she made an attempt to leave due to Schaefer's violent behavior. She also told officers that Schaefer slapped her face and strangled her 2 weeks prior. As a result, police filed a count of strangulation against Schaefer. His bail was set at 10% of $25,000 back on March 10th. The Luzerne County Election Bureau will be busy Wednesday determining the order that candidates will appear on the May 18th primary election ballot. The process, known as the casting of lots, requires the Bureau to place numbered balls in a container, with the total based on the number who filed petitions in each race. Candidates are permitted to appear in person or send a representative to select a ball during their scheduled time. The Bureau then selects a ball on behalf of those absent. Casting starts at 9:30 a.m. for the County Council race and ends with municipalities starting with the letter W at 5:05 p.m. The Election Bureau posted an updated 8-page list of all candidates who filed petitions to appear on the primary ballot at luzernecounty.org. Prices at the pump continue to soar across the country. Prices rose 25 cents over the past 3 weeks, and the national average for regular gas now sits at around $2.89 a gallon. The price spikes due to higher crude oil prices, refineries shutting down or reducing operations following extreme cold and power outages last month, and surging prices on credits for renewable fuel. The cost to fill up vehicles also climbed 72 cents since November of last year. April showers are going to be bringing more than just Mayflowers this year, as cicadas are expected to resurface this spring across 23 counties. The cicada is one of the longest living insects on Earth with a life cycle of 17 years. Their eggs are laid in trees, and they make their way underground once they hatch, where they spend most of their existence until they reemerge to lay their own eggs. Their emergence is a detailed process triggered by warming soil temperature and usually occurs in mid-May. They mate 10 days later and live up to 4 weeks above ground before their 17-year lifespan comes to an end. After that, it'll be a while before Pennsylvania sees cicadas again. This year will come with the conclusion of a lifespan of brood 10 cicadas from 2004. Their next emergence will be brood 14, which is not expected to happen until 2025. Loud. Coming up on WILN News, it's Miniature Madness at NESCOPECK Elementary School, plus it's National Napping Day. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WILN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and don't put your snowblowers away yet, because tomorrow's WILN forecast is snow.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing. Backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Jura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Students at NESCOPECK Elementary School caught a case of Selection Monday madness this morning after kicking off their annual lessons on bracketology. The hallways are lined with D1 pride for the 68 NCAA men's basketball teams competing in this year's tournament. Ethan Hoyt spends countless hours each year bringing the madness to his third grade students at NESCOPECK Elementary School, because there's more than just one way to use it as a teaching tool.
It's really an exciting opportunity for kids to get involved in what's become kind of a tradition here at our school. Students will select a team to be their representative school during the course of the tournament, and based upon how their team does, they're eligible for some fun little prizes. Really, it's just an opportunity to get excited, give kids a reason to say, hey, I can't wait to come to school today. And, you know, something a little bit lighter during this pandemic time that makes kids feel good about life, and something hopefully they'll remember as they become adults.
Hoyt says the curriculum's still fun and engaging for even the students that aren't the biggest of basketball fans, since it's not just about the sport itself. Some are keen on the school mascots, others like the team's colors, and Hoyt even takes the time to show a few clips of the exciting moments on the court.
We do a lot of cross-curricular connections We work with geography and we look at where the different schools are located. So we learn about the different states and where we can find these schools. Also, we look about probability in mathematics, and we think about what the chances are of upsets for different schools when filling out a bracket. Obviously, a 16 seed, it could happen, but not real likely. But we do that as well.
And where did all the cool gear come from? Well, from the source, of course, after reaching out to the schools in the tournament.
And a lot of these schools were quite generous, sending us all different types of decorations. We got a foam finger from Wright State, a stuffed Stony Brook sea wolf from Stony Brook, and all kinds of posters. We got posters of the UCLA men's and women's basketball team. Just amazing the generosity of these different universities.
Even first grade caught a case of the madness and made a Dr. Seuss bracket with 16 books, reading 4 each week.
So we're going to move 2 more books over onto the Elite 8, and Jet is going to take Hop on Pop. That was the winner of second, first, and kindergarten decided, and he's going to put it over on the Elite 8. So go ahead, Jet. And then on the other side of the bracket, last week was Are You My Mother and Green Eggs and Ham won. So Reagan's going to move that over. So what we do is we read 1 story a day, and then on Friday we vote between all 4, and then whatever all second grade, first grade, and kindergarten pick, that's how they get to move on.
The Madness curriculum has officially commenced, and students will continue showing their D1 pride through the duration of the tournament. So to those with any Arkansas Razorback pride, I leave you with this. Nominees for the 93rd Annual Academy Awards were announced this morning. ABC and the Film Academy will broadcast the Oscars from the historic Union Station in Los Angeles and the Dolby Theater at the Hollywood and Highland Center. David Fincher's Mank has been in the lead for nominations with 10, and for the first time, 2 women received nominations for Best Director. The event, which was postponed 2 months due to the pandemic, will now be airing Sunday, April 25th on ABC. We welcome the Ides of March with National Napping Day, the first day of springing forward into daylight savings time. The day was created back in 1999 by a Boston University professor and his wife to highlight the health benefits of catching up on those Z's. However, some in Washington want to end the time change altogether. The Sunshine Protection Act would make daylight savings time permanent across the nation. As it stands, Arizona and Hawaii are the only 2 states who don't make the switch. Supporters argue that the benefits include fewer accidents from night driving and daylight hours falling more in line with the traditional schedule. 15 states have already passed state legislation calling for year-round daylight savings time, but cannot let it take effect without an act of Congress. Coming up on Zenith's News Choice, we've got the details on the 2021 Chamber Job Fair, plus who's leading the way this week. Stay with us and find out.
So a little known fact about concussions is that even though athletes are cleared to return to play after a concussion cognitively, they are 3 times more likely to suffer a leg injury within the next year of playing sports. So what's happening is even though the brain had recovered cognitively, there was still an injury in the brain that was causing a miscommunication with the lower extremity systems, causing the risk of re-injuring the leg. So a good idea for athletes, especially ones that plays contact sports, is to make sure you get a physical screen prior to the season. This way we can determine what your normal is on your balance systems. This way, if you do happen to suffer a concussion, we're able to retest and reassess to make sure that you do return to your physical capabilities before returning to sport, which can help you from getting a second concussion and potentially some more serious consequences down the line.
Vaccines will be the way we're going to beat COVID. Until they're available, you may have questions. Why should we get vaccinated? How do we sign up? What are the facts? We trust the pros, people just like you and me. Vaccines on a special series of Pocono Mountains magazine.
I'm Jonathan. I got the shot.
I'm Luce. I got the shot.
I'm Dr. Cruz, and I got the shot.
Why did you get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I got the vaccine to protect my family, my friends, and my neighbors.
Why? Why wouldn't you? It's safe. It's our best chance to get back to life as normal.
Normal would be nice. You mean someday I won't have to wear a mask anymore?
Yes, you can trust your doctors and nurses, especially when they say get the vaccine.
What if anyone believes the vaccine was created too fast? Billions of dollars and unprecedented cooperation went into making the vaccine safely.
I'm living proof, and so are millions of others who got the shot.
More than 500,000 people in Pennsylvania have had at least one round of the vaccine.
That's a lot of people, and more are getting signed up every day.
The experts, trusted local healthcare providers, say the vaccine's safe.
So sign up.
Signing up online or with a simple phone call gets you on the list and ready when the time's right.
And it's sooner than you think.
Our local hospitals and pharmacies are doing everything by the book.
The sooner you're vaccinated, the sooner we can all breathe easier.
Literally and figuratively.
Even if you're at low risk, you and everyone around you will benefit from the COVID-19 vaccine.
The vaccine is our best shot against this deadly pandemic. Get yours and get protected.
People just like you and me know firsthand the importance of getting vaccinated. It's safe, so sign up. The vaccine is no cost to you, and it's a way each of us can fight against COVID. Need more info? Visit PoconoMountains.com/COVID-19.
Hello, folks, and welcome to our Community and You here on WILN. I'm Philip Kaufman, and we are joined by Leanne Falabelle from the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. Folks, there's an event coming up in the end of March, and we're going to be talking about it today. So, Leanne, why don't you take us away? Tell us just about the event.
So this is our 25th annual Greater Hazleton Job Fair. We've been bringing this job fair to the community for 25 years now, both to job seekers and employers. And we always hold it the last Thursday in March. So it is Thursday, March 25th. And this year we're hosting it, well, the Laurel Mall is actually hosting it for us. Typically, this job fair, people are used to seeing this job fair at Genetti's on Route 309 in Hazleton. But last year, due to COVID, we had to change the location and we held it at the Laurel Mall. And this year we're going to be holding it again at the Laurel Mall.
And so employers or job seekers who are going to be going to the Laurel Mall to check it out, what can they expect upon arrival and throughout the day?
So the chamber does have a registration table right in center court in the mall. So we do encourage all of the job seekers and the employers to register at our registration table. We have a program that we hand out to everybody that has the list of businesses that are participating in it in the event, as well as like the layout so that everybody can find the employers very easily. We do always suggest to potential employees to visit all of the employers. Just because the positions are listed in the program doesn't mean that new ones came up in the meantime. And then, basically they can just go around, visit the employers that are there, see what kind of opportunities they have available. In most cases, it's the human resources manager or the general manager that are on site. So it's a really, really excellent opportunity for job seekers to meet, the key people in charge at these facilities and give a really good first impression.
All right, so that's for the job seekers. So those employers who might be looking at this and saying, hey, I want to get involved in this, what can they look forward to if they want to get in contact? But why don't we start off, what can they look forward to if they're going to sign up for this event? What would the business get to be able to put themselves out there for job seekers?
So they receive a table with an identification sign, and we promote the event well in advance. They are listed on our website with all the participating businesses. Our local media, of course, including WILN, does an excellent job helping us to get the word out to job seekers. So the employers get some really, really nice visibility. We do this event in cooperation with the Hazleton Career Link, so you can't have a better partner with the Career Link. Our media sponsors are excellent too. So the employers just get a really, really nice opportunity to get themselves out there, not only the day of the event, but also prior to the event. And, there's a lot of employers that are really, in need of employees right now. So it's great marketing and as far as the day goes, they're there from 10 o'clock in the morning until 4 p.m. So it's a really, really nice time span, and, the opportunity to meet all the employers. So it's a really good chance to market themselves and get themselves out into the community.
If an employer is looking into getting involved in the job fair, what's cost and what's the deadline to sign up? And what else do they have to look forward to in terms of just the deadline for registration and getting everything together in time?
Sure. So the cost to participate is $275 for chamber members. For non-members, it is $375. And they can simply just go to our website and register online. Go to hazeltonchamber.org, go to our events and news section, which brings you right to our calendar of events. They can go to March 25th, which is the day of the event. And there's a really simple registration form that they can fill out there. If they have any questions, they can contact me at the chamber and via email at lfalabelle@hazeltonchamber.org, or they can call me. I am working remotely, and my phone number to get in touch with me remotely is 570-436-7960.
And just kind of a last minute thing, something to keep aware with everybody who might get involved. COVID guidelines, everything that they have to follow if they come, just so that they're aware, maybe some people not suspecting what they have to do. But what kind of precautions are you guys taking this year, especially with COVID still being around?
Yes, so that is very, very important. And that is another reason why we asked the Laurel Mall to host us again, because we are following the guidelines that they have in place, which their guidelines are very, thorough. And then we have some additional guidelines in place as far as when they come to the registration table. So, everybody will stay 6 feet apart, including the tables, the job seekers, the employers. Everybody is required to wear a mask. At all entrances of the mall, they do have hand sanitizing stations. When they come to our registration table, both the employers and the job seekers, we do have a temperature check in place. We have masks available if anybody doesn't have them, but they should. But we'll have masks available. We also have 2 hand sanitizing stations. So all the things to keep everybody safe are definitely in order. And that is our highest priority at the chamber, is to keep everybody safe. But still be able to, provide this opportunity for our employers and the community.
Perfect. All right, folks. March 25th, it's coming up. Be on the lookout at the Laurel Mall, as the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce is going to be hosting the event. And if you're an employer, get in contact with the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. You can go to their website and find out how to get registration down so that you can find some job seekers. Leon, thank you for joining us so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you for helping us to promote the event to both the employers and the community. We appreciate your support.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. And thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Our Community and You on WYLN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hey guys, this is Ray. What a beautiful day. Blaze Alexander Hazelton Buick GMC. We have a large selection of Buicks. Whether you're looking to finance at 0% or you want to lease it for $239 a month, we've got a huge selection. Come check them out. Take advantage of the huge discounts on the GMC Terrains and the GMC Sierra. And you wouldn't believe what pops up in Hazelton. We've got Buicks, GMCs. Chad Thomas?
I'm in Hazelton now. We're taking the deals the other guys won't.
And we do. Chad Thomas?
oh my God, I screwed it up right
It's very easy.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, we'll be sitting down with State Representative Tara Toohill, who will be leading the way for this week's series.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Leading the Way. I'm your host, Philip Kaufman, and today we are joined by the State Representative for the 116th District, Tara Toohill. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me, Phil.
So let's start off with your roots, of course. Tell us about Tara. Tell us about what did you want to be as a kid, and what were your aspirations growing up?
Well, growing up, I always wanted to help people. I thought at one point I would be a psychiatrist, and then I really wanted to help people in the broader sense. More people than just one at a time. And I started looking at politics and government as a way of helping people.
And where did that lead you into the political field? I guess, like, what kind of things happened in your life early on that were like, you know, I want to get interested in this?
So very early on, my family, we didn't have a lot of money, and we were always losing our house to sheriff sale. It was an annual event that we were having issues with property taxes. And so that deeply impacted me, as it does my constituents today. And that was something that always stuck with me, wanting to help my family, but then that turned into wanting to help other families. So that's a big item. And as many people in the community know, foster care. My parents were foster parents to over 42 siblings that I had, and I was the only biological child. And that the problems that my siblings had, the traumas in their lives and the difficult times that they had, and then the system and how broken the foster care system was, that really impacted me and made me want to change things. And I thought if I could be inside the government, I could affect change better if I was a part of it, rather than just protesting from outside.
And so that led you to school. What did you study?
Yes, so I was a political science major. I was sociology, pre-law. I went to Northeastern in Boston, and then I had to wait a while before going to college. My mom actually needed a kidney transplant, and I was able to be her living kidney donor for my mother. And so I took off about 3 years before being able to go to law school. But I knew that I wanted to become a lawyer so that I could learn the law and change the law where needed.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.